Hey YouTube, I am here on Facecam on YouTube, something that I don't normally do. Of course, I do Facecam a lot on Twitch, but I come to you with an important message, and that message is the Twitch frogs have surpassed the YouTube frogs recently. A huge surge from the Twitch frogs have taken them into the lead. As you guys can see here, this is my graph that I use to follow my growth. Purple is the Twitch follows, and red is the YouTube subscribers. Recently, I switched from being a YouTuber main to now a Twitch main. Let's fight back, YouTube. If you guys have been enjoying these videos, please subscribe. As you can see, that is the dotted line is my previous growth from the last year. I'm trying to beat that, which I always am doing. And right now for YouTube, I'm not on track to do that, which is okay because it's never really your guys. I mean, it's never your guys' fault. It's my fault. I got to make better content for you guys that you guys enjoy. But if I have already been doing that, maybe you loved the swamp, haven't subscribed yet, maybe you've been loving the videos you've been seeing recently, the best way to show me that I'm doing a good job with what I'm doing now is to subscribe. And if you guys haven't been liking it, then don't subscribe, and I'll try something different to make sure I can keep you guys entertained. But if you have been, I would really appreciate it. You know, I get into the videos really fast normally, and this is one of the first times I've ever not gone right into it. But I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. If you've been enjoying it, subscribe. That'd be awesome. Let's watch the video. What's going on, YouTube? We're going to be watching a few different ranked replays today. We're going to start with Firstkiller and Daniel together, and then we're going to end with two different games where Firstkiller and Daniel played against each other. As you can see, not only are they playing with each other right now, but they're rocking the same exact Mustang. Joyo kind of popularizing the Mustang recently in RLCS on Team Queso. He didn't use it in the major. Obviously, a lot more players are still more willing to try it out. And in fact, Daniel and Firstkiller having the exact same car going to get scored on here first. I had to check the team leaderboard, or whatever they call us, because I thought maybe Firstkiller and Daniel were partied, especially because they're in the same car. But no, they're not. They're not partied. They're just playing with each other, queuing casually into these games. These games happened a couple days ago, and oh my goodness, Daniel just outplayed First. First was going to have a pretty easy tap-in. Daniel wanted to milk out a crazy double. So now their team will continue to be down one. If you guys haven't already noticed, we are on Firstkiller's perspective for this one. We'll go back and forth between Firstkiller and Daniel as the video goes on. We're playing on this new Neo Tokyo map, and I don't know if you guys have heard about the new Neo Tokyo map or played on it. I haven't had any games on my stream in it, and I haven't really played much ranked since the map came out. But people seem to be pretty upset about it. To me, it doesn't seem too terribly bad. It seems similar to Neo Tokyo. Oh, nice outplay by Daniel. But it feels like the reason why people are most mad is because they want more. You guys think that's right? You know, an update comes out. It just has this map, which is basically Neo Tokyo, but slightly modified. And everyone is like, we want something bigger, something better. I thought, what if they just didn't even put a map out at all? Would people have been more happy just saying, hey, update's coming later? I don't know. To me, I wasn't too upset about it. I haven't really had to play on the map. Maybe the map is truly completely awful. But I have faith that the Psyonix team is working to improve their game, and they haven't just given up on it. Wow, what a shot from Daniel. As that one puts him and Firstkiller in the lead. But that's my perspective. I have a feeling Rocket League is trying very hard. Nice play. Daniel finding first. He'll tap it in. They don't want their game to die. We don't want their game to die. They're going to come up with something good. It's probably a reason why it was only a slightly modified map this time around. Firstkiller not able to find much on that pass this time from Daniel. It was a nice little play they had earlier. Firstkiller making sure to lose the kickoff towards Daniel and then cheating upfield to finish off the pass. Couldn't slow down this play, and it gets demoed off the map by Kiri. They're playing against Angel and Kiri. Angel's played a little bit of ones. I don't know if he's played on my stream, though. Kiri, while a top player, maybe a teammate of Angel's, does not play much ones, I don't think. That is certainly the kind of players that we're more aware of here on the Feer channel. Firstkiller dropping down this play for Daniel. Nice little air dribble setup. Daniel intercepts it at the perfect time, right when Firstkiller really had nothing left to do with it. Even though Daniel doesn't get his double, he puts it on an absolute platter for Firstkiller to finish it off. Firstkiller, strong take. Only able to get past one. At the end of the backboard, Angel's certainly going to be there first, but that is not a great clear from Angel. Hopefully Kiri's there to save his teammate. Intercept it before Firstkiller can make a play. It's 50 by Daniel. Looks like Firstkiller was trying to give it back to Daniel, but way too strong of a pass. Kiri able to undercut Daniel, who can't play into it quick, and the pass is not in a good position. This infield play by the orange team. Firstkiller is able to cut it off. Minute 30. Him and Daniel proving to be the kind of duo in ranked that you would expect, one you really don't want to see with that placement on the shot. It's right where Firstkiller is. He got there. The exact moment he actually had to hit on the brakes because he would have went past that near post had he kept going, which does mean that I think he'd be pretty exposed if the shot went anywhere except for right where he was. But unfortunately, Kiri had shot for the dead center of the net. They are going to score now. It'll be a 2-goal lead for Firstkiller and Daniel. Who is going to come out ahead in terms of MMR in this session, in these games that we watched? Something tells me they're on track to boost each other's MMR. That is Daniel and Firstkiller, but they go against each other in the next two. Fury, the wall pinch right out to Firstkiller, who's going to flow and just try and bump Angel and leave the ball open for Daniel. Very impressive the way these two have been playing together in 2v2. You don't see it a ton from players, these very intentional team plays and this kind of trust for your player to make the right play. Certainly it's there between Firstkiller and Daniel. This 50 on the wall should set Daniel for an open field take. Cannot get it in front of the net in time. Firstkiller has to redirect this away. Daniel to Firstkiller. Oh my goodness. Daniel has been a passing menace, and Firstkiller has been able to finish it on so many occasions. That's enough for the orange team. They've seen all they want to see. 5-2. Daniel and Firstkiller playing together. They're going to get the win, but what will happen when they're playing against each other? First game of these two guys playing against each other. We're going to watch from Daniel's perspective. He's still playing in the Mustang. Firstkiller no longer. Firstkiller playing with Daunt and Daniel with Hazo. What a save by Hazo. Wow, what a double save by Hazo. Very impressive to keep his team tied 0-0. Daunt a couple bumps, leaving Hazo alone, but he gets another save. Hazo doing a great job. You know what? I think we've had Hazo on stream, haven't we? Because I feel like somebody was telling me he was called Hazo or something, or Hazo, and I thought Hazo was right. I'm going to stick with Hazo for now. Hopefully it continues to be right, even when the YouTube commenters come in to tell us how it's said. Nice play. Firstkiller setting up Daunt. And although Hazo had been left to make all the defensive plays so far in the game, wasn't able to do it this time. Daniel to the back corner. Firstkiller having stolen it. I think I've seen those kind of aggressive plays from Firstkiller a lot in the past. Wants to go in and take the orange team's boost very intentionally. Not just going to settle for midfield boost. He wants to have an advantage, not just a full tank. Daniel cheating on the kickoff. Forced back into the corner. Firstkiller trying to get ahead of the play and see if he can maybe bump any defenders, but not dribbling too fast for that ever to be an option. Daniel, nice shot on net. Firstkiller, soft touch, maybe trying to start a dribble, maybe trying to get a possession going as opposed to a long clear, or maybe just kind of forced into that quick play. Daniel recognizes he could chip it over the top. I do think that Firstkiller could have maybe recognized he's going to get dunked quicker and panic to get that 50. That angle seemed to be really tight, and he should have been able to cut it off. But Daniel gets his team a second and a 2-1 lead. Firstkiller lob to the side wall. Daniel had retreated to the perfect spot. Knew exactly how strong of a touch Firstkiller was likely to get. Keeps his team on offense, but a miss by Hazo. Quick check by Daniel to see where Firstkiller is, but he gets flicked over the top, and Firstkiller finishes it. Daniel was the last back. He had to make a crucial decision, whether to try and stay in net and handle a 2-on-1, or dunk Daunt immediately, and he did, but Daunt got the outplay. So now Firstkiller and Daunt tied 2-2. Daniel up the corner. Could not body Firstkiller off the play. He's trying to still affect it. So dribble comes down the center of the field. Daunt making a back pass into his own corner. Very smart possession play. If he hadn't done so, Hazo certainly would have been able to get a couple nice touches. Likely keep the ball in the blue half, but very intentional keep of possession by Daunt by setting Firstkiller up for a play. Daniel, he couldn't get a tight angle. Dropped it down. Hazo did not want to commit on trying to get a goal, and for good reason. Firstkiller was there. Daniel's up early, really just as an effort to keep Daunt off the ball. I think he had it his way. Would have waited even longer to make a play towards the net, but he was worried about Daunt potentially challenging, and possession was better than a guaranteed solid shot, or a questionable, I should say, a non-guaranteed solid shot. Daunt dropping his possession, moving away from the ball. Actually kind of surprised that Daniel boomed that ball to the ceiling. Considering Firstkiller was all the way on the back post in net, Daunt was pretty obviously retreating. Like an opportunity for Daniel to maybe possess the ball for a moment. Try and make an outplay, maybe look for a teammate, but instead he booms it to the ceiling. Now Daunt looking for Firstkiller in the air. Firstkiller does redirect it, keeps it away from Daniel. Cannot get a shot quick enough before Hazo recovers. Hazo has been the defensive anchor here in this match. Not often is Daniel not the defensive anchor. Usually when we see him play in these ranked replays, he's always the one holding up the back line, guaranteeing his team stays in the game. Right now, he's trusting Hazo to keep the clean slate. Little reset for Daniel, little double reset for Daniel to get it over the top of both players. It's a very crucial play. They weren't able to really capitalize on it. Firstkiller got a quick pinch, but in these 2v2 games, 3v3 games, really any game, it's all about getting the ball over the top of those oncoming challengers, those shadow defenders who are hanging close. Wow, that's a great shot by Daunt that got saved. As soon as you get it past them, it's going to force a full retreat. You're going to earn yourself a ton of ground, and Daniel that time had to get 2 flip resets to do it. We're coming into the winding moments. Daniel getting aggressive, trying to take them off the map. But Hazo didn't really find much offense. Defense has been his key contribution, as he couldn't get the ball in front of the net in time. A few seconds left to go. It does seem like the orange team will be in possession in the final moments. This lob to the back wall is caught, carried by Firstkiller, and killed to the ground. So overtime in this first ranked game where Daniel and Firstkiller are playing against each other. To start with a Daunt possession. Hazo up super early to try and get in the way of it. Daunt's shot goes wide either way. Now Daniel a Firstkiller 50. Ball currently still sitting in the corner here. Hazo makes an attempt to clear it away. Nice reset to get that final touch over the top of first. That's what we're talking about. It's all about getting that final play over the defender. If you don't do that, you'll be in a much worse spot, even considering the fact he got it over the top. Blue team was quickly back on offense, and now a demo means Daniel is a little bit alone. Daunt, his dribble intercepted. You can see Firstkiller undercutting Daniel at the final moments. So I don't even think Daniel was really intentionally trying to dodge the demo. It just worked out. The moment he realized was a good time to challenge was also the moment in which he could dodge the oncoming demo. Good 50 by Hazo. Now Daniel at the midfield, waiting to see what Firstkiller is going to come up with. Not a great touch. Trying to play patient. Get a 50, unable to, but at least he breaks up Firstkiller. Finds an opportunity to take control. He's going to need a reset to do anything with this. Firstkiller knows that. Comes to challenge at the moment that he was going to grab it. Now Daniel a little bit out of position. That's a really good challenge for his team because he was going to be in a really tough spot. Had to retreat. So even though Hazo getting the ball in front of the net, Daniel couldn't have dreamed of trying to stay up in that play. And now a dribble from Firstkiller ends the game. Seems like Daniel got a little bit ahead of this ball, ends up side flipping into it. Whereas if he was just a little bit farther behind, he could probably encourage that ball to the corner with the front of his car. But based on where he was, he had no choice but the side flip, and Daniel gets dunked by Firstkiller. So Firstkiller will steal a little bit of MMR. Where'd he go? I'm trying to find him. There he is. Still a little bit MMR from Daniel, but we got another game of Daniel and Firstkiller. We're going to go back to Firstkiller's perspective here on the final game. We're on Forbidden Temple, and it looks like we got the same teams, Daunt and Firstkiller, versus Daniel and Hazo. Likely an immediate queue right back up. Firstkiller has been playing in the Octane. This pinch is directly in his net, so Daunt and Hazo are going to combine to get it over the top of Firstkiller and give Daniel and Hazo the early lead. Firstkiller obviously not enjoying the Mustang as much as Daniel is, who's still rocking it late into this ranked session. Firstkiller given some open space. Complete ISO play on Daniel. Tried to dribble it over the top. Didn't succeed, but he has set up Daunt, who cannot finish it off. Hazo did good coverage, but hey, Firstkiller will place the ball perfectly on the follow-up. The whiff from Daunt maybe end up being better for his team. If he had actually hit that, Hazo was in a good position to make a touch, clear it away likely. Instead, the ball bounces into a spot the Firstkiller can shoot from. Man, what a save from Daunt. We've been watching from Daniel and Firstkiller's perspective, but the defensive efforts from both these guys' teammates have been very impressive. Daunt trying to take over control. Firstkiller doesn't want to have it. It goes to show the kind of teamwork you don't really see as much with these other guys queuing together. When we saw Daniel and Firstkiller, they had a pretty great teamwork. Seemed to be on the same page about just about everything, but there, Daunt and Firstkiller are definitely fighting each other over whose turn it was to take that dribble. Firstkiller didn't want to relinquish control. Ultimately, he was the one who got to make the play. Daunt the challenge. Firstkiller, very intentional touch, I think, to try and keep the play within Daunt, because he ends up dropping it in the midfield. It's not where he wants it to be if Daunt isn't around, but I think he was expecting Daunt to come up and make a quick challenge in that space. Instead, Daunt played defense. They are able to handle it. They haven't been scored on yet. Firstkiller going to be forced to retreat here. He's going to go to the far corner. He get himself a little bit of separation from Daunt, but it's an interesting retreat there. I think that there are a lot of players who would have made the mistake of going to that closer, slightly closer boost, but being in a worse position spot for the play that was definitely inevitably coming. Hazo, not a great touch. The interesting recovery actually almost made it not so bad. He's got Firstkiller going 1v2. The flick. Wow, he does it all by himself. Nobody could challenge. Both Daniel and Hazo were on the retreat. And by the time that Daniel maybe could have challenged, he got there back there a little bit faster. Hazo had that shadow defense closer to the ball, so Daniel really had no choice. He couldn't try and play around Hazo and then score. Oh no, Firstkiller. That's got to be a feels bad man. He definitely would have had that save if he didn't land awkwardly on the post. But it slowed him down enough that he has to just sit and watch as a pretty slow rolling shot ties up the game. Daniel, the back wall. Firstkiller, great recognition that Daunt had to play. And that looks pretty open. I don't know if he's going to be able to score off of it. Oh, wow. Another well-placed shot, but Daniel does recover. Now he's stuck alone on defense, but the blue team wasn't getting a quick enough offensive play to really punish him. Nice fake and shot by First. Wow, Firstkiller on fire. The immediate low five from Daunt. Very impressive. The offense from Firstkiller seems to be untouchable right now. Nice dunk. This play is a perfect pass. You can see the little camera check. He's like, Daunt, are you going to take that pass or what? That's the way I like to think about it. Maybe he was just checking to see if he needed to go or Daunt needed to go. But it felt like, hey, man, I'm setting up this perfect play. Where are you? First, nice steal to boost. Didn't really need boost, but he's not in a position to make a play anyways. He might as well move from where he's at. And he could steal the 100 from Hazo, likely to relieve some pressure for them. And it's better him than somebody on the blue team. Now Daunt all alone. Firstkiller not even going to try and help finish it. For good reason. The save comes all the way out to midfield. Now he's got a reset. Does he get a double reset? No. Hazo able to clear it away off the second reset. Oh, Daniel. He let it get over the top of him. Just an awkward bounce from Daunt. Maybe a tough read from Daniel in his position. But as soon as it was over the top, it's going to be an easy finish for First. So now a 4-2 lead for Firstkiller and Daunt. They stole some MMR from Daniel and Hazo in the last game. Can they do it again? This seems to be like an open field. Firstkiller going to go for the double, though. And he does. Oh, my goodness. In order to play it fast enough, he needed to get that first touch to the back wall. And apparently it's just a layup for him to then put on a perfect angled double into the far corner. My goodness, not a great 50. Daniel and Hazo are going to keep themselves alive. 40 seconds. They are within 2. Need to have a bit of kickoff magic here. Firstkiller going to go wave dash kickoff. Daunt bumping him into it and sending him away. But they still have a possession. Daniel, what a insanely early pre-jump. Does result in Daunt dropping the ball to Hazo, but they couldn't hold on to it very long. Firstkiller tries to make a possession play, and Hazo does take it from him. Once again, these two maybe not quite as in sync as Daniel and First were. Felt like Daniel and First knew exactly when to hand the ball over to each other. Firstkiller has tried to take it from Daunt a couple times, in which Daunt has just continued his play. That'll do it. The ball will hit the ground. Firstkiller, he's going to win both games against Daniel in these recent ranked replays. But I tell you what, as long as they're teaming together, looks like they can't lose.